big main beast. Oh, we've been watching Gilmore Girls still.
Oh.
We're on season 6 out of 8. But like the last two, it's probably partially just estrogen. But like the last like 2 season openers, like I just cannot control myself because they're so sad, and I just like it's like going into crying fits at the end of the episode.
Maybe you shouldn't watch the show.
Oh, like it was, but the last time it was like
it doesn't sound like it's good.
No,
like,
it was good. It was like really sad. It
sounds like
perfect.
It's painful.
No, it was like exactly what you wanted to happen at the end of the last season. It's just like I couldn't handle it. I was just overwhelmed.
Another protect ring. I don't think we need another protect ring.
I don't want to spoil it.
Okay. You don't want to spoil the show that's been over for years?
Okay. Season 6 spoiler of Gilmore Girls.
All right.
Or the end of season 5. Let's take a quick break here. Still a spoiler coming right now. Spoilers coming right now. They're just out of the blue in the last few moments of the episode. Lorelai asks Luke to marry her. They're just like, and they're, they belong together. It's just perfect. And I finally took that step. Oh, it was like the sweetest thing. It was great. Truly great. Ryan, would you like to hear about Christina's wrestlers that we invented?
Oh my goodness.
Would you like to?
I would love to.
Okay, so this is really important. Like, Chrissy's is
I feel like this is the opposite of important.
No, it's really important. Once you hear about it, you'll realize how important it is. So, we both have designed a wrestler. Chrissy doesn't have as much of a fleshed out character yet, but hers was the original, so it kind of started this. Hers is called Cute Girl, and her shtick is that she's really cute and tough, but she goes like her thing is like to go, "Who's ready for a hug?" And then she like hugs you. You're welcome for that.
Yeah,
anyway, the next one won't have that problem. So the next one, my
Yours
wrestler
is much quieter.
Actually, yes.
Oh.
My wrestler's name is Whispero. Okay.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Whispero.
Oh, that was a little loud.
So Whispero. Now get this. I need you to picture in your mind's picture box, Ryan. No shirt on this muscly man. Okay.
I was already there.
I figured. Luchador mask.
Uh-huh.
But on the luchador mask are Z's for sleep. Okay? And then over the luchador mask, he's wearing a sleep mask. Like a black sleep mask.
So you just can't see.
Well, hold on. And then over his shoulders, as a cape, he's wearing a very obvious sleeping blanket. Like, he has a blanket for a cape. And then his pants are pajama bottoms with duckies on them. And then he also has bunny slippers.
But you can't wear full pants if you're wrestling.
Well, he is right now.
What is? I don't even know where I'm going.
I feel like there are some wrestlers who wear pants.
Full pants?
Yeah, actually, because we just watched it, and then Dean Ambrose was wearing jeans, full jeans. Anyway,
all right.
Anyway, you gotta let me finish Whispero real quick.
Okay, I'm
so
sorry.
You gotta.
I'm so sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, thank you. You have this picture in your head now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now Whispero's like intro shtick is like, shh, it's quiet time. And then he also carries his stuffed teddy bear Tomate with him. And then, so when he gets to the ring, he kicks off his slippers, takes off his mask, whips off his blanket, and then it says, "It's quiet time." And then, as he enters the ring, he puts Tomate in one of the corners and covers him up with the blanket. And then
this is quite elaborate.
Yeah, it's very elaborate. Then oh, nice. And then, okay, this is the best part.
Mm-hmm.
Once he starts to, he knocks somebody out, and then when he finally pins him, as they're like lying on the ground, like rolling around, he gets the blanket, covers him up with the blanket, and puts Tomate next to him, and then puts him in the pin, and then he's like, "Looks like somebody's ready for a nap," and then like cuddles him as he pins him.
Whoa, death needles. I hope they don't petrify us, because that would be annoying.
Anyway,
also, we got through the ancient labyrinth.
No, I did. Yeah, I saw that. I just wanted to give you the story of Whispero. It was very important. You can see it, right?
I can totally see it.
I mean, the theme is great. I mean, I think we watched one episode of like this weird semi recap of WWE, and like just seeing any of it, like it's absolutely bizarre, crazy. Like there's this group called the Ascension, and they look like God of War, and they teamed up with this guy named what was his name? Like Starburst or something like that. Like it wasn't Starburst, but it was like Star Lord or something. Anyway, I don't know. But he had he looked like a like a 90s glam rocker mixed with like a Sailor Moon villain of the week.
There was an area in the Mage's Labyrinth we missed.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna go back.
Like this guy's right outside that
Yeah.
that thing. Anyway, they do these like brief cutaways where they like give their pre-fight like shtick, and Ascension is like, in the cosmic wasteland, there can only be one, or something like, I don't know, it's just like, I don't know, they're called the Ascension, they're talking about the cosmic wasteland, and they were fighting like the Flying Dragon Brothers or something like that. I'm misremembering all of their names.
The Flying Dragon.
Then there's just like regular dudes like White Peter Jeans, Dean Ambrose, and like, oh my god, and then the whole like premise of this episode, like the WWE drama, was that the like one of the reigning dudes, whose name I forget, had a statue of himself holding his thing, and then like there was a broadcast of Sting who was standing next to the statue, and he'd just be like, "Oh, what's this? Hello, looks like I got your statue here," or something. Then it like pans out, and he's like standing in front of a trash can, or like not a trash can, like a trash compactor, like a garbage truck. And then like he like taunts him for him and pushes his thing into the trash compactor, and like it just crushes his statue. And then while the guy like on the mat is just kind of like, and then so that was like their rivalry. But it was really wonderful to hear like the announcers afterwards like, after he crushed my statue in a garbage truck. You know what I mean? It was just like, oh, it was great.
It sounds like quite the thing. We should get you one of the WWE games where you can make your own wrestler.
Oh my god,
so
I used to play WCW
Whispero
versus NWO Revenge on 64 all the time. If anyone else has played wrestling games for 64, you'll know that is the primo wrestling game.
Is it the primo one?
It's really great. It's like tremendously fun.
So we'll have to take your word for
Oh, I think we have a copy somewhere. Like it's so good. I don't know. Like, and that's the fun, that like it replicated actual wrestling in such a fun way. You know what I mean? Like they'll bounce off the strings on the side of the ring, and then as they come running back towards you, like you can knock them out. And you can climb on the edges, and like it just had a really cool system.
It sounds fun.
You could build your own wrestler too. So I think there was an actual wrestler called Ass Man.
What?
Unless I made that up a lot.
Like that sounds like a thing you made up.
I mean, it's possible.
Isn't the target audience for wrestling like 12-year-old boys? Like I don't think they can get away with Ass Man.
Well, this is called Ass Man, Billy Gunn. Yeah, no, this is 100% a dude. Here he is, Billy Gunn. But his names are Badass Billy Gunn, Cute Kip, Mr. Ass. That's it.
Mr.
Why is he known as that? The Smoking Guns. Like, I knew there was a guy named Mr. Ass. Right? Degeneration.
Why do wrestlers have so many names?
I don't know. This guy has a ton of names. Oh, okay. Upon becoming an official member of DX, Gunn gained a tendency of mooning opponents. A precursor to the later Mr. Ass gimmick. Mr. Ass and the Reformation of the Outlaws. What?
That is ridiculous.
Upon leaving DX, Gunn tweaked his gimmick and expanded upon his past tendencies of mooning opponents by adopting the nickname Mr. Ass, almost always mooning the crowd as well as opponents. Yeah. While Road Dogg kept the New Age Outlaws entrance music, Gunn adopted the song Ass Man as part of his gimmick, and for a time even changed his ring tights to be see-through, wearing only a thong underneath his tights. That's real. That's real stuff.
Wow.
So it's like knowing that character existed in the game, it's hard to create something more ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true.
That.
It's already out there.
It's already parodying itself.
Oh man.
There were other wrestling games, but Revenge was the best on that platform.
Was it?
Like Nitro or something. Yeah, it was so good. Like, you know, like certain games just have, like they have like the control feel is perfect. Like the system is good. Like that's just, it was like one of the pinnacles.
That's how I feel about Burnout Takedown on the PS2. It was just like the most fun driving game ever. Like, I don't know, it was just absurdly good.
Some games just have the feel. My like classic barometer for that is always the shotgun, and the double barrel shotgun in Doom.
Oh, okay.
Like it just had the perfect like sound feel combo. Like,
and I never used it because it was inefficient and dangerous.
I love the shotgun. I play with the shotgun all the time.
It was like you shoot once, and then if it's still alive, it's like, oh, okay, I need to run away for like the next 2 seconds while this is reloading. Like when the double barrel shotgun killed something, it felt awesome.
So satisfying.
But when it didn't, it was like, oh no, like I feel like fucked.
Yeah, like some of the more like the tougher enemies, you needed multiple shots, but it also kind of like it was like a weapon you could, if you got close enough to it, I feel like it did more damage.
Yeah,
especially like
because all the pellets would get absorbed.
It was just, but it was just a feel. It had like this like loud but like kind of soft feel to it. I don't know. It's really hard to explain the feel, like game feel of a weapon.
The double barreled, the sound was like
yeah.
It
just had, for some reason my brain has soft edges to it, like around that, to explain that feeling.
That is...
Like I don't like it as much as the original shotgun. And I didn't like any of the other weapons better. Just loved it.
I really love. What was my favorite Doom 2 weapon? I think my favorite was the that plasma gun. Is that what that is?
Yeah, that thing's fun too.
I'm pretty sure. What's weird is I'm pretty sure I remember the number on the keyboard. It's number 6. I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right. That one is so fun though because it's like you can see all the projectiles, so you can kind of like make cascades and like rays of it. Yeah,
it was the most visually interesting one. I feel like
it felt cool. Well, you could like make walls of death, but like I remember playing a lot of it like co-op once, like on Z Demon and stuff.
Yeah, and there were those levels that was just like kill all the enemies as much as possible.
It felt really cool.
Yeah,
makes me want to play Doom again. What am I doing with my life?
Running a little circuit of the same games over and over and over again.
I haven't played in years, though.
Yeah, I have all my WADs and stuff still, and I just don't really play that much anymore.
It's been my movie week. Oh my lord. I need to sit down and reset. I did 19 so far this month.
Wow.
Right?
You're definitely ahead of the curve then.
I'm 6 or 7 ahead of the curve. I'm pretty excited about it because my original goal was to hit like 70 this month, but I don't think I mean that was overshooting it anyway. But I think I want to come close to hitting, probably if I keep this up, 40, 50.
Wow.
I mean that's in prep for Hooptober coming up here.
Right.
You know. Mm-hmm. But we got some Evil Kids in, Ryan. We got some what do you call them? You know.
I don't know. What do you call them?
Well, we watched this movie called Phantom of the Paradise.
What was that?
It's oh man, it's amazing. It's like it's pre-Rocky Horror, weird glam funk like musical, but mixed with like a riff on Phantom of the Opera. I don't know, like it was really neat. It's really neat. Second De Palma movie. Did some Hammer horror.
Hammer horror?
The Hammer Company. Hammer.
Alright, hold that thought.
Production. Okay. For as much
these summons.
For as much guff as we've given the NES games, I feel like there's just like a magic about them still. It's just I think we're ready for a little bit more,
I think just to me I just feel like it overstays its welcome a little bit. I think these games are a little bit longer than they need to be. For their mechanical depth, personally. I think 1 was about the right length. I think 2 and 3 have been too long.
Yeah, I think maybe that's true. Though I think that's definitely from a retrospective.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, at the time it might have been.
Yeah, I think
totally
contextually,
different.
like this would have been it's a different experience. But
I think you would have been continually impressed by how much there is
to
do.
Exactly. And I mean, if that form
break sword.
Ultimate. You know, I feel like that is a lot to recommend it there, and I feel like even if we don't like people don't like the tracks as much, the music is just consistently good. Like, and that adds I feel like if you're playing this by yourself, it adds a lot of atmospheric quality to this, to the playthrough.
For sure.
And this one gets strongest on the last two, kind of really strengthen. There's just a lot of mechanical experimentation in these two, and a development of story.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
I'm actually going to go back and rest up
Okay, I
before
think
we
that's a good idea.
move all the way forward.
Yeah. I just think, for as much as we might have, I think by now we're used to playing kind of a whole world of games that partially, have evolved in part from developments like this that have moved into whole new worlds of like mechanical complexity or simplicity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so I feel like it might suffer a little bit by comparison.
Yeah, I think that's true.
But I still think, I think the other thing is too, is like maybe that's like what we want, or at least, like that's kind of what we're looking for, or maybe, if we're spending our own free time playing now. But I think there's still something to be said really for the nature of this gameplay. Like if this is what you're looking for, you know what I mean? Like if you're looking for this kind of rhythmic simplicity.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just probably after 3 games, and especially knowing ahead of time where the series is going, you know what I mean? Like
right.
It changes it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing is that I'm sort of looking forward to things being more cinematic and story driven, and a little bit less of rote mechanical repetition.
Right, and I feel like that's like, I don't know, that's kind of what the modern sense of Final Fantasy is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think viewed in the context of 80s RPGs, like this is, you know what I mean, it fits more in that world, and I feel like a lot of that gaming history is obscure to the contemporary, gaming audience, you know what I mean, like PC RPGs, and, like through the 80s, especially like whatever was popular in Japan and stuff like that, is a different mindset that has approached those games and that body of work, and to some degree, it makes me kind of sad that like it's not more well known, but I can understand. It's a specific approach to what you want out of a game.
Right. And I think there has been a little bit of effort to revive this style of gameplay in the form of like Bravely Default.
Yeah, that's true. And there's even been, honestly, stuff like Etrian Odyssey and Persona Q that Fishy's playing and stuff is like, there's definitely still an audience for that classic gameplay. And I think Bravely Default's a really good example. So it's probably skews towards the SNES era games, but in terms of its actual development.
Yeah, it's definitely more dialogue heavy and party members talking to each other being a thing.
Right. But the gameplay is fun, and I think a lot of what works about it is that it has, it was those, in the original, I think like the Japanese version didn't have all that, like those mechanics, like the speed up or turn off random battles and stuff like that.
Oh really? That wasn't in the Japanese version?
Not the original version, like I think it was later on. I could be wrong about that, but I'm reasonably confident that is true. So like we got like, it was like Bravely Default whatever, you know what I mean, like it plus or something. Here I'll just release as Bravely Default, so but I don't know, like those mechanics really made it improve the experience a lot. I don't think I would have played as far as I did without those things.
And if you're playing this like Final Fantasy 3 on the emulator at home, you can use like frame skip and stuff to make it act like Bravely Default in that way.
That's a good point.
We don't have access to that because it breaks the recording, and B, it kind of breaks the central conceit of the LP.
I just also think it just breaks the conceit of the game, or like the fundamental appeal of the game is like if you're gonna play Final Fantasy 3, aside from just like raw, like pure historical interest, like the point is experiencing the mechanics. I feel like, you know what I mean. I don't know. I feel like it's an extension when we talk about Dragon Warrior, like the speed and everything of it is its chief virtue. Yeah. So if that's what you're looking for, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
Yeah, sort of. Definitely, if you eradicate all the time in animation and stuff and printing of letters on the printing of words, and when you're getting like battle readouts and stuff in Dragon Warrior, like if you take all that away, the game is like absurdly short. Like,
right.
If it's just like instant responses to everything, and you see things at the speed that you would in like an ATB battle in a modern Final Fantasy game, like the game would be over like in an hour or two. Like I don't know, there's just not a ton of other stuff beyond the combat. So
right. I mean, yeah, exactly. And I feel like I don't know. Like I feel like the Final Fantasy, like RPGs like this in general make you. We've talked about this. Like just kind of make you consider. I think how you're, like the passing of time as you're playing the game. You know what I mean? It's like one. Especially as we moved back into 3, which it does have some, like the job system adds some level of complexity there, but I just kind of feel like it's also, it's more traditional, like 1 or Dragon Warrior, and that it's, at this point, it's kind of raw numbers that are pushing us forward, you know what I mean? So there's a degree of rote repetition that will move you forward.
Yeah.
So the only thing that's left is just the literal, like the raw input of your time into the game. And you're still experiencing the variations in sprites and music and stuff, but that all combines to kind of make that, I don't know, its own kind of atmospheric experience through time, because there's less mechanical variation, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like some of the other job system games where, like in Bravely Default, like the classes play like so radically differently from one another, and like it rewards you for proper strategy and interesting combinatorial strategies from using different jobs together to make like party wiping like abilities possible. And
that one's so cool because with the whole premise of it being able to like spend extra turns and stuff, you can like program the battle. You know what I mean, based on the different classes, like our different functions or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's really cool. I feel like Tactics is like that too.
Yeah, because when you start having the ability to combine abilities from multiple classes, it opens itself up to that kind of strategic depth that's not really possible in this game.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Like when every character can have abilities from their current class and then one other class, like it just makes everything totally different. And that's true in the Tactics games.
Yeah.
Or at least in the advanced games. I didn't play.
The original is definitely true. I mean, because it has a similar system. And I think, too, it's just like the approach to the fights can be drastically different. Or like the difficulty can be drastically different depending on how you've built out your group. You know what I mean? And it can change depending on specific, like fight-specific circumstances. I don't know. Like it's a vertical fight. Like we should have an archer or something. You know what I mean? Depending on where the starting location is.
Right.
I just feel like that moves into mechanical complexity in a way that this one doesn't. So like the appeal of the experience, if you think there's any appeal left, you know what I mean, is coming from somewhere else. You know. So like I guess is like the question of like what is left, or like what's the appeal for people of this game. And I feel like a lot of it has to do with the intangibles. Like the music and like just the sprite art, which all gets back to the fact of why I think playing the remakes has less appeal, because those intangibles are fundamentally changed. You know what I mean? When you get down to the mechanical level, like in Final Fantasy 3DS, you know what I mean? The mechanics haven't changed. Yeah. And I feel like you've sacrificed some of the things that are most potent about the original. There's nothing as special about seeing a reproduction in PlayStation style polygons.
Yeah.
But that's just
especially for some of the monsters. Like it was posted the 3DS versions of like Une and Dorga, and it just wasn't as mysterious and interesting.
Right? Yeah. Did I get everything? I think we might have. I don't know. Ancient Labyrinth. Sorry.
I mean, we've already solved it. I'm just trying to make sure we've gotten everything, and then I wanted to, since we had to backtrack a couple times, I wanted to refill our spell charges and all that biz.
Well, you know how Grandma gets her rambling, Ryan, about them early days. Makes you think about all the times in the past when you could sit outside on your porch and you didn't have to worry about things like thunder and lightning or the killers.
The band.
There's a really great line in Nailgun Massacre where someone's actual grandmother is playing the shopkeeper in the movie, and she says something like that, where I remember those old times when you didn't have to worry about things like the mosquitoes and the killers.
That's pretty good.
It was great. Still highly recommend Nailgun Massacre to all and sundry.